Hello and welcome, esports fans, to another day of the Overwatch Valkyrie season. Today, I am Media Clackers. I'm here with Pulse61, and today we have the Frantic Lavacats playing against Squad 7 in a best of 4 situation. We're going to be walking through a couple maps today. So looks like we got Ilios coming up first, going to be our King of the Hill map. We have our 2CP with Paris next. Numbani is our hybrid. And then Havana is our escort. If we're lucky and we see some high-level play today, maybe we'll get a 5th map if everyone's lucky, which will be Busan and King of the Hill. Big shout out to our Right Media Group. They are producing this for us, and as casters, we don't know what we're doing when it comes to production, so Right Media Group makes it so much easier. Shout out to them. Pulse, how you doing today?
Been a pretty good day so far, and just to add on to the shout outs, we have an excellent producer, Qbot, with us, so he's running all of the background stuff for us. Big shout out to him. And like you were saying, these two teams, Frantic Lavacats versus Squad 7, these are the two teams playing today, and we are a little bit familiar with them, but based on the team sheets that we've been reading, it looks like Frantic Lavacats have a little bit of advantage. So I think both of our predictions are going to go towards the Lavacat, no?
That is how it looks. On paper, these teams do have a little bit of a disparity here. The current SR rating for the Lavacats, I'm not a mathematician. I can't do it quick, but there's a lot more 3s and 2s there in the 1000th place for Frantic Lavacats than it is in Squad 7. But on paper is one thing. How you do like by yourself in the game, maybe solo or duo queue, is not how you're going to do in a 6-on-6 straight team fight.
For sure. And coming into these maps, I think the real big change that we'd like to see coming out from Squad 7, if they want to topple the Lavacats, is a good use of the Halt Hook combo. So bunkers becoming meta, it's sort of a little bit of shift. You see a lot of new stuff coming out of the Overwatch League. But with that Halt Hook combo, it can really dismantle some teamwork. So if they can consistently get those off and get picks off of that, I think it gives Squad 7 a real chance to run this map and even push Lavacats a little bit in ways that they might not expect.
All right, we have, for anyone out there, these teams have already played one game already, and Lavacats are 1-0 and Squad 7 0-1. So this season is alive and well, ready to go, and everyone's still kind of fighting for their little space to really start scratching out their little place in the season. I believe Lavacats is actually new to the Overwatch VAA this season.
That could be. I haven't been able to keep up, and this is actually my first broadcast with the OWVAA, so I'm excited to see these teams play, and it looks like we are starting out on Ilios well, so we'll see some of these Orissa's hogs likely coming out here, because if you have that hook, you can just dunk people in the pit eternally. But there's some other things. Far is pretty popular here. You can run Doomfist, Torbjorn. We've seen all these like crazy stuff come out in the Overwatch League.
Yeah, so far it looks like I believe our Lavacats are red. Or no, that's
Lavacats
squad
are going to be on the
7.
blue side.
Lavacats are blue. So we have 222 running out of squad 7. It looks like they're running single tank on Lavacats right now with a nice pharmacy coming over the top here. Both these teams kind of making initial contact. We got right in the background. Doomfist is already taken out. Soldier 76, so we're down 1 on the red side. 2 down. Pharmacy working, taking down Moira. Pharmacy is just going to town, and they have taken control on the Lavacats, really pushing squad 7 out. With Genji trying to hold it out, and I don't think he's gonna make it. He's down to his last couple bit of health there, and he's gone.
Really good pharmacy combo. 9-Volt getting all of those picks super early in that fight. And right now, 9-Volt and Habi are just going to be absolutely menaces in the sky for this next fight. Unless they can take them down, it's going to look like an early point for the Lavacats here.
Yes, it does. You still have that pharmacy in the air, popping shots off on that Rhine Shield. Rhine Shield's already sort of broken. That pharmacy is just dumping DPS into these players in squad 7. We got Genji kind of going up the top. Doomfist is back, dove in. We got a Hammond behind, swinging around, popping into Rhine, dropping all this damage right on top of him. There goes Soldier 76. Another pick by Pharmacy. Another pick by Pharmacy. Genji taken out. Last Macron. Doomfist getting popped. And this Pharmacy combo has been wiping up.
And this is exactly how you run triple DPS too, is Deception's just unable to move forward from all of the pressure between the Pharah, the Doomfist, the Hammond, all just rolling around their backline, putting out so much damage, and they really don't have burst supports, because once Yoshi runs out of all of that heal juice as Moira, they lose a ton of their healing and are unable to push to the point, but they're kind of just standing out in the open against this, so they definitely need to use the cover a little bit better on Ilya as well.
That's a big brain from our friend Pulse here with a big ult from Farah. Farah finally goes down though. Doomfist takedown Mercy. We got Soldier 76 ulting on the point, trying to make a stand. Cannot connect. We got Hammond and Doomfist chasing that hog into that little alleyway. Goes down. This is a commanding control by Lavacats right now.
And Zapper cleaning up in that fight, just able to build up to a blade, and they're gonna have to fight into a Valkyrie Genji blade for this last fight if they want to get control of this.
Yeah, huge Genji blade takes out 2. They're already down. Yeah, 4-0. There it is. Good job, Lavacats, taking round 1 of Ilios.
And that was like very commandingly. They were running the triple DPS composition incredibly well, and just sort of being in their face and not letting them push through at all. And now, this tournament isn't quite following those rules yet, but the strategies in Overwatch League right now are moving to this 2-2-2 roll lock, which is something that you won't see compositions like this coming in future stages of Overwatch League. You won't see it sort of in future tournaments because a lot of teams will move away from it. But when you see that sort of just high pressure coming out from it, you can see why some of the balanced teams are wanting to introduce that roll lock, just to make sure that they can balance it a little bit more fairly across classes.
Yeah, looks like we have 2-2-2 coming out again here on Ilios Royale. A little bit of changes that we have our... Yeah, we don't have that triple DPS anymore on this team. Why do you think they made that change?
It's a little bit better on this to have more tanks just to secure the point, but with a huge purple coming out from the side of the Lavacats, Deception's all alone and just such a low health that they're likely going to finish him off, and with Lucio getting that early kill on Deception, they're just going to entirely fold and get this early point.
Ooh, yes, there goes Squad 7, losing all their tanks really quickly and commanding the right side of that map. With what situation do you think? What picks do Squad 7 need to make here? This comp is not working for them.
Flooded right now on the Hog has seen the most value, just getting a couple hooks here and there. But if you want to rely on this Hog composition, the Hog needs to be a little bit more accurate with them, because not every hook is landing, but the ones that are landing have led to picks and brief openings. But with Flooded getting just completely demolished like that, there's not a whole lot they're going to be able to do on this pit.
Here we go. They lost, and there goes another team fight, almost over as it began with Anna landing that huge Bionade on Hog beforehand, really just pushing him out. The Squad 7 comes and tries to just touch the point this go around.
And they're taking these fights so close to their spawn. They're really not. Frantic Lavacats right now aren't giving them any space to push out into this courtyard, and with the Genji blade coming through, taking out the McCree right away, there's not going to be a flash to stop this blade.
There is not, and there they go. They're pushing in. Genji takes 3. Doomfist takes out the Hog, leaving only the Lucio and the Reinhardt up. They have had a problem generating their ult so far this game, and now it looks like Lavacats are gonna just show the disrespect and come and push up right outside of the zone here. Anna and Hog gets bionated by the Anna. Comes in, a bunch of damage getting chucked out here, but it seems to be very... Oh, there goes Majestic. Nice pick by Genji. Ult from Soldier 76 can't get picked. There goes Diva with a huge pick, and God, McCree can't get anything going. There goes Rhine. Woo,
yeah,
Frantic
very fast
Lavacats with
Ilios well round there, and then Ilios Lighthouse. Just those 100 to 0s are going to be devastating for Squad 7 as they're going to try and take this back.
I guarantee this is her huge rain from above. Ooh. No, I was wrong, but that is Overwatch.
Yeah, 9-volt kind of taking credit for the environmental kill from young Vegeta there. Just going off the side lane, a couple rockets to steal the kill credit.
There we go. Lavacats 2-0. I'm kind of surprised to see how they went from triple DPS to a 2-2-2 super quick and played it so well. Yeah, it really just shows off how, like we said, we were talking about the skill difference beforehand, and they were able to make that big change, and it really played out well for them.
And coming off of Goat's meta too, like when you're running 3 tanks, 3 supports, and you're running and some teams started to run counters to that, which were like 3 DPS, Hammond comps, or even just with the roll lock and some of the balance changes coming through on PTR, teams want to go back to more 2-2-2 comps. It's really important to have players that can flex like that, and that's what we saw, like 9-volt going from Pharah to Ana, Heavy going from the Mercy to Diva. So there is enough flexibility on the Lavacats in order to accommodate that, and they're using it to their advantage for sure, because they're just kind of rolling over Squad 7 with whatever comps they want to run right now. And that definitely goes back to the SR differences, and it's going to be an uphill battle for Squad 7 if they want to take this. They just need to be I want to say a little bit more coordinated, but that seems like a really sort of smooth-brained way of saying it. But just they're not really taking advantage of windows that you would see higher level SR players. Like every time an Onanade came out, they were just kind of sitting back waiting it for it to go off and wouldn't push in until the next Onanade came back for them to get purpled again. So they're not taking advantage of those windows between cooldowns usages. So the next map that we're going to is going to be Paris, and some of the compositions that we saw aren't nearly as common on Paris. Specifically, like you sometimes see ball triple DPS on offense when you're trying to break like a bunker maybe, but bunker is still sort of the king of Paris. So how do you think these two teams are going to deal with that?
Well, so far it looks like if Squad 7 is doing a bunker, I think Frantic could probably just win it with how well their coordination is. We saw what you were talking about there. Like, Squad 7 seemed to have a bigger footprint than we're kind of used to seeing other like higher level teams have, whereas Frantic was always right next to each other. If something went off, they really pushed it. And with bunker, with Bastion being such a cornerstone of that, if Frantic just lands a couple of those nades, prevents his healing, and really just crushes in on that, I think Frantic will beat bunker really without a problem. Squad 7, is just going to have to ball up a ton better. If Frantic runs bunker, Squad 7 has to figure it out and just ball up. They're still Squad 7 still looking for their first win on the season, and right now it is not looking good for them.
Okay. And it looks like there is a little bit of a difference. We thought they were going to get a Paris next, but the losers actually ended up picking Numbani, which is, you can run bunker on it, you can run other stuff, but dive is sort of very common. And we didn't see that from Squad 7 at all. So it is a loser's pick, but I have to think that this is just one of those ones where very few people like to play Paris, so they're probably going to skip it unless they absolutely have to.
Oh, all right. So going back to our King of the Hill that we just saw with Squad 7, you were talking about how the Roadhog there with Flooded was a good pick, and he was doing stuff with his hook but needed to be more accurate. Is there possibly another character he could have played better than just a hog that is missing hooks?
One of the big problems with Hog for a long time in Overwatch was just the size of his body and absolutely no armor, no shield. So he would sort of become an alt battery for the other team, where it's a very easy target to hit and just build your alt percentage off of. And alts, especially in Overwatch, since they're such high value, it just sort of evolves into team fight wins unless you could consistently shut down a team fight with that halt, or not even necessarily a halt hook combo, but just your hook. You need to get a pick before it started to snowball into a fight win. And since that wasn't consistently happening for Flooded, then there's generally a better pick that they could have had. But it also boils down to, well, if they're getting dove, you probably want as many stuns or ways to interrupt a dive as possible, especially when you're playing into a higher SR team. So the hook is one of those things where it's just kind of, it's going to be very hit or miss. And it's solely because it's like, well, we need as many interruptions like the flashbang, the hook, any sort of like stun pin mechanic to just shut down the team. But it just wasn't working for them because they weren't able to land those abilities consistently.
All right. Huge brain analysis from Pulse before we start number 2. Looks like we're still having some problems filling up Frantic. Or I guess one of their characters. Maybe we got. Yeah, we could break.
Staring down the barrel, waiting for the final gates to open to a new tomorrow, moving with the motion, following
there's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits, you can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been fighting ways to get away, to see you again, see you again. We got millions of reasons to let it all go. Hope we're not too broken. I know I'm not always strong. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been fighting ways to get away, to see you again, see you again.
All right, and we are back, everyone. Thank you for all of your patience. We had just a tiny bit of technical problems for one of the players, but we are back again with map 2 of our Lavacats and Squad 7 game in the Overwatch Valkyrie Activities Association, also known as the OWVAA, and produced by our Right Media Group. As always, I'm Media Clackers here with our great Pulse 61 analyst, and we got Qbot in the background doing all our production for us. So, Pulse, what kind of comps are we going to see here?
This map in general, you're likely to see some variation of like Tor, Bastion, Orisa, Hog, maybe Baptiste if teams are familiar or practiced with it. So you can see, I want to say Bunker is very predominant here. There are some variations you can do that generally aren't as strong, but Orisa is generally that first point tank that you're going to see on defense. These teams are a little bit unbalanced, as we were talking about earlier, with the Lavacats being high plat diamond SRs and with the Squad 7 being mostly like gold. And that can open it up to a couple more things for Lavacat because they can sort of play what they want into this.
All right, here we go. Looks like we got Lavacats are on defense first, and we got Squad 7 loading up. So far, looks like Squad 7's gonna roll our triple DPS of the Hammond. And we have our 222 coming off of the Lavacats.
Yeah, and this triple DPS is something that we saw from them on Ilios well, and they just sort of rolled through any sort of defense that Squad 7 had with it. And they don't really have a good answer for 9-Volt on this far, other than flooded landing hooks, which he started off with a really good one to start any progress from the offense.
Flooded had a massive hook there, pulling down that pharmacy, really interrupting that. Looks like our Squad 7 is getting a little bit pushed out of everywhere as Haby is going into a little trouble on the point. Haby goes down. Squad 7 pulling out a few picks here. Hammond rolling around, can't get anything made. We got Genji drabbing around, trying to dance with this hog here. Dashes a little bit, and Hammond and then pick up Lavacats. Take it for the first team fight.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate for Squad 7 because they're able to start off with 3 or 4 pretty crucial picks or pretty decent plays. They just weren't able to follow up on it. And eventually, when you leave a Genji on a pocket alone that long in the background, they're going to do something with it. And now Zapper's coming up on that first blade along with a nano boost coming from Fancy Pants. And with Vegeta's taking out Majestic really early, there's no main support for the other team right now.
Nope, there goes. Oh, we go entering our next team fight coming into control point B with this hog getting straight bullied by our Doomfist. And Pharmacy is in the air getting some Aquastream getting some picks off of Frantic Lavacats. And there goes Ryan down to Doomfist, and Hammond's starting to clean up with a huge sword coming in and taking out McCree by the Lavacats. It doesn't look like there's going to be a last second defense here because we only got our 2 supports left from Squad 7. Oh, actually, never mind. Here comes Squad 7 coming out. A couple of their tanks get in. We have Ryan, we have McCree trying to get some of those dead eyes. Takes out part of the Pharmacy. Still not enough. Lavacats taking a commanding 2-0 start.
And they just sort of force everyone off of point B there to take it at the end. It was unfortunate, but it sort of happened once you have your 2 tanks getting bullied around by Hammond and Doomfist, just sort of punching them all over the place. And they take both points with almost 5 minutes left on the clock. So it's going to be really hard uphill battle for Squad 7 this match if they want to even look competitive here.
That is extremely accurate right there. Almost 5 minutes left is such a huge advantage. Even if Squad 7 is able to get through all the way, you got to fight almost 5 minutes left. That's huge. I'm actually kind of speechless a little bit with how efficient they did that.
And this is looking a lot like how we saw Ilios too. It was very one-sided. We see some early compositions coming out from the defense, and they are going to be opting for that bunker, which is an incredibly strong hold, especially considering how tight the choke is at the beginning of point A. They can just stuff everything, all their damage, all their bullets, all their pellets through that front choke, and it's going to be really hard, especially since Deception hasn't been getting that support from his team that he needs in order to push through on main tank. They are going to swap over to a Hammond and Winston, so somewhat of a dive composition, but it's going to have to be coordinated if they want to break this.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. We got our Baptiste and our Sombra out on the field. We haven't seen any of those characters yet, so pretty excited here. We got Lavacats opening up fire all behind that Orisa shield. Hammond missing his stomp. Can't really get anything working there. We got Winston with his zapper, not really connecting either. We got Sombra in the back line, really getting around. Winston does take down their Baptiste. However, the mercy of Squad 7 does go down. Soldier 76 picking it up, takes down Genji. Squad's Lavacats are holding it 4-up and win that team fight, pushing the Squad 7 back to the spawn room.
Yeah, and the only advantage that Squad 7 has right now is both healers are down right now from the side of Lavacats. So if they're fast, they might be able to force a fight before Baptiste or Zen can contribute anything, but they're going to want to be jumping in right about now.
Yes, they are. Looks like Samba tries to get sneaky, come off to the right, does not do anything. We have we have Mercy and Hammond coming up kind of the center there, with Winston getting bullied out with his shield. Oh, early pick by Soldier 76, and Hammond pulls out 3, but Hammond's all alone on the point, and with Winston jumping in the back line trying to take some picks, but Hammond goes down, and there goes Winston. Both tanks are down.
And Aquastream needs to be careful because they're going around trying to hack all these health packs and get in position. But last fight, they got caught out so early that it was more or less just a 5v6 for the attackers. And it didn't give them a fair fight. Mercy went for the res, ended up dying as well. But Aquastream's just sort of hanging out by this health pack until something happens with the team, which you can't really do with Sombra.
And you gotta take fights and get everything hacked as much as you can. Soldier 76 with a huge ult coming off Lavacats, takes down Genji and contributes to the Hammond kill. And they lost Mercy too. So Squad 7 lost 3 key figures right there in that first push. That's 3 team fights gone where they have lost 3 key players, their main support, main tank, and just haven't been able to make an inroad, and we haven't seen any real substitutions coming from. They do. Squad 7 does have 3 ults now, or Lavacats have 4 ults now. There it is, Hammond with the big ult there on. Wasn't able to take out that Roadhog though, and it looks like the Lavacats are still recovering pretty good. Genji with the blade, trying to target, but that Baptiste invuln sphere is up. And Mercy discorded, and Mercy goes down. That was all of the ults of Squad 7 there, and they still lost the team fight where Lavacats only had to use 2.
Yeah, and that immortality field comes up huge too, because as soon as Aquastream blew EMP, there was nothing coming out from that blade fast enough to do anything. And now they're holding up all the way at their spawn. The Hammond can't even touch point without getting shredded. And with 30 seconds left, they're running a 3 DPS with a Widow trying to play into a bunker, and no real way to break this. No ults coming up, no big abilities coming up for them, and they're just getting spawn camped.
Yeah, I'm predicting probably an 0-2 stuff here. This is not looking good at all for our Squad 17. Hammond keeps kind of going by himself. Really not great for to go against a team, especially against the Lavacats, who have played so well together. And even though it pulled him off a little bit, Soldier 76 still coming in with his visor, picking up 2. And Moira's again all alone there on the point. Just that was some Hail Mary stuff, and that definitely did not come through for them.
Yeah, and at this point too, in the match, with as lopsided as this is, I think most people watching can have a general idea of how this is going to end up. So some of the things that I'd really like to see moving forward from both Lavacats and Frantic and Squad 7 coming through from this tournament, and for later matches as well, is so far Lavacats have been doing a really good job of alt usage, but they haven't been peeling as well for their healers. Especially on Paris, we saw that a lot, where the healers were generally the ones to die, if anyone, or put in a lot of sticky situations, especially when they have that hog that can help them a lot. So that would be a nice thing to see and improve on. But from the side of Squad 7, just in general coordination, it looks very similar to how ranked ladder plays at this level, which leads me to believe that there's not a whole lot going in comms. And one of the best things to do to make up for anything that you're lacking in Overwatch is to build up the comm skill set, like being able to talk to your teammates, being able to listen to your teammates. And if they can work on that a little bit, I think it'd work complete wonders for them. It just in setting up dives, in moving it together, in staying together, and letting others know when they need to be in position to touch point. And that's sort of where they're at right now with this.
That, again, big brain from Pulse. Thank you for that on those analytics. I'm hoping that they can get going. Squad 7, get a little bit more coordination after our quick break here. We're going to be out for 5 minutes for halftime, everybody, and we will see you all after a couple minutes. right, welcome back, everybody, to the second half of our games today versus the Lavacats and Squad 7 here for the Overwatch Valkyrie Activities Association, or OWVAA. As always, I'm Media Clackers here with Pulse 61, and in the background we got Qbot doing all our production. And you know, he comes from our Right Media group, who, big shout out to them, because they make our job as casters so easy. All we have to do is talk about everything until all y'all ears falls off, while they handle all the organization, production, all these beautiful graphics that you are looking at in the stream right now. And here we go, ready up. We got blue as the Frantic Lavacats, and we got red as Squad 7 right now. We are on New Bonnie, which is a hybrid map. Pulse, what kind of comps do you think we're going to see here?
Well, we already see Lavacats out on the point A defense with a modified dive. They are running a Hammond instead of a Winston, which I don't know how to feel about that, because I do think the Winston shield is generally a little bit better, but Hammond, very survivable as a tank. And they are running one of their DPS on a Torbjorn, which has a chance to honestly just sort of trash Squad 7, for lack of a better word. It's going to be very hard to pick either of these targets to go down, especially with Orion, because there's no way to chase down targets on Numbani when you're running this sort of composition. So they're going to have to do their best to make a lot of space without using this Lucio.
All right, here we go. Team fights already started. We got Hammond in the backline, takes down Anna, but we still have the rest of Squad 7 marching up, but no one's really up trying to take out this diva who's harassing the teams up. And there goes Ryan to the Torb, and there goes Brigitte. Genji going down as well, and does not look good for Squad 7. We were hoping that they were going to make a few adjustments in the half, but they've been getting pounded 2-0 in the last two games.
And with a player disconnecting due to some technical difficulties there, I got to say that didn't help them. But right now they're running what was before an Ana Brig Widowmaker. So with that comp, the Brig absolutely has to keep the Ana alive, and the Widowmaker absolutely has to find some sort of value, neither of which really happened. Both Anas found a sleep early on, but the sleep was too late coming through on Mixed Stick for anything to happen, because Mixed Stick took down Yoshi before the sleep actually came through. So it was a little bit like weird there, but it can happen. And once your Ana's down, the push is dead with this team, because there's no other tank to help Deception. The Brig doesn't have enough sustain to keep more than one person alive. And the Genji is just completely alone in the back line and relying on Aqua's stream to deal enough initial damage to people to finish them up.
All right, here looks like we are possibly taking another 5 minutes while we wait for this player to reconnect here. All right, and so we're going to take a short break of those 5 minutes just for the technical problems here. Hopefully we'll come back to you all healthy, 12 players ready to go.
What if I go stronger? What if I get higher? What if I start doing things I know I will regret? I will make my own way, I will not surrender. I will do my best until I get put under. What if I go stronger? 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 What if I go stronger?
All right, we are back, everyone, at that technical difficulty. Unfortunately, we're going to continue this 5v6 and hope for the best in game in the next set of games. So, again, we see our Squad 7 team coming in for their next team fight here. Deception with his Flame Strike, trying to get that Brig up. Genji comes up, trying to harass that Diva. Big sleep by the Ana. Ooh, there we go. Ryan's in the battle. Torb taking out their Moira, though. So leaving with minor healer Ana taking out the Widowmaker. Down goes Genji as well. This is going to be an unfortunate push for Squad 7 in their game 3 here.
You can see Zapper just walking around with the Doomfist with the... So at this point, especially after the last 2 wins, I think Lavacats is very confident in their ability to win this map. 6v6, not even counting the fact that they're playing against 5 right now. So Zapper's sort of giving them a little bit of the disrespect.
Yeah, you hate to see it, but it happens so often. Hammond coming in with his ult, popping off some damage. Doomfist taking out a quick 1-2. Taking out another one. Hammond's ult taking out the McCree. They are pushing up into the spawn. This is gonna be quick. Very, very quick here. Hammond going off the map. Oh, not looking good for Squad 7.
And at this point, I want to kind of go back to talk about these teams because this match is one-sided. You kind of know where it's going to go. But we were talking about Squad 7 earlier, and for them to improve as a team right now, because you see the value of just SR right now. Like, as far as this match goes, you can tell that this team's a little bit outmatched by the rest of them, but they definitely need to work on the communication aspect, because everything about them, you can sort of see how they were spreading themselves out earlier in Paris. Like the disconnect between their main tank and their off tank was pretty evident, and they need to really focus on that for future maps if they want to prove to be a little bit better.
That is true. And you know, we also saw it just there where it seemed like one Squad 7 member was out by himself, like this Bastion here trying to do it, but every solo from Squad 7 seems to be met by at least 2 from the Lavacats. Here we go. Doomfist taking out, going 1v2 against the Tracer and the... Oh, there goes our... Oh man, I'm blanking on the archer's name, but that's all right because he's gone, so we don't have to worry about him. But there goes Ryan. Big flame strike on our Widowmaker, and they're just... Lavacats are just holding this.
Yeah.
There's,
If
I don't
Deception
think...
can build up to this ult pretty soon here, it might have a shot, but with that, the clock ticks down and they won't see any progress on point A.
Yeah, that is very, very unfortunate for Squad 7. It wasn't really going their way. This is they got beat the last 2 games 2-0, and that's already got to be hitting your morale. And then when a player disconnects, you have to go 5v6. That's like just a big nail in the coffin, and that's really unfortunate.
And this will likely be just as fast on the offense as the last couple ones were, because all they need is a tick and that's the match more or less. So they'll probably just run what they've been doing. They have a chance to sort of play around if they want and just pick something weird like 4 DPS, 5 DPS. But they could also just straight up run triple DPS, which was giving them so much trouble to begin with anyway. And it looks like they're going to opt for a little bit of memeing around, because I see 4 tanks and a brig locked right now.
Yeah, it looks like they're doing 4, possibly 2. And Squad 7 so far looking like they're trying to do a Bastion combo. Looks like they're run 4 DPS as well. You know, that's... I'm going to be interested to see how Squad 7 even does in the future of the league, because, you know, even like your top level players are very mentally resilient. If they take a huge loss, they can kind of brush that off and come back, because you can't afford to tilt. And I really hope Squad 7 doesn't take this loss to heart too much tonight.
It should... The first 2 maps in particular, there's some actionable items that they could really improve off of. Right now, they're sort of just steamrolling with all these tanks all the way to point. Deception's set up on point, and there's not a whole lot of Bastion's going to do against 2 supports and 4 tanks in his face. So they're going to wipe this up very quickly, and with the Widow and the Tracer falling, that's going to be the match.
That is it. There we go. Brigida wrapping up that Tracer, and they got 1 tick. Congratulations to Frantic for winning round 3 of what has just been a slaughterhouse.
Play of the game.
And this play of the game is... There's only so much you can do. The Widow tried the best to stop this push in its tracks. Got a couple nice picks, but is 40 health and is unable to contest that Brig and Zarya. So not much came from it.
No, that is just extremely unfortunate. Really, just bad luck has kind of been plaguing this game today. People are having disconnects or can't connect or hardware issues, but you know, you gotta play with the hand that has been dealt. Well, that wraps up Numbani. We still have Havana, which is going to be an escort match coming up. And so,
With the best of 4 format, I think that's actually going to close it out. They're not going to be able to play the last map because of disconnects. And it looks like the Lavacats will be the winners for tonight.
That is true. Looks like Squad 7 threw in the towel and they will be gone. Congratulations to Lavacats for another big win tonight, bringing up their reign to 2-0. Squad 7, I hope you guys look back at this and can make your adjustments for future games. Remember, it's a 15-game season. You're only 0-2. There's a lot of brightness in your future. Again, this has been Media Clackers here with Pulse, and this has been the Overwatch Valkyrie Activities Association from the OWVAA, produced by the Right Media Group. And This will conclude our cast for tonight.